Yo guys, what's going on? It's Joe again, bringing you all a SFM video. So today's video is probably one of the more requested videos on my channel, and I'm going to be showing you all how to use SFM. I'm better at posters, so we're going to start off with posters. This will be a really basic tutorial, just how to get started. So we're going to start by opening SFM, and you've got this sort of setup. Yours may look a little different, just in the layout, but you'll have these basic things in these basic areas. So we're going to right click on the no map loaded big black screen, load map. So we're going to go with upward here, and we just wait for this to load, and that takes a while. Also guys, if I sound a bit off today, that's because I've had a cold and I'm recovering. That's also why I have not uploaded this week so far. So yeah, just bear with me for a bit. Okay, so here upward has loaded, as you can see. So we are going to jump around the map. You can move around by clicking and holding, and then use the mouse to look, and then WASD around the place, and you can press and hold shift to go super fast, or you can sort of like press it in jerks to go like that. So if you're wondering what this is actually a camera point I spawned. So you spawn that by, when you're in work camera you won't see that, so you go to this little button here by work camera, change scene camera, and you'll click new camera. Since we already have a camera, I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to click camera 1. So there we go. Now we have our camera set up. This is going to be the thing which takes the actual picture of the poster. We're going to add a model. So in this case I want the soldier. It's already searched on my thing. There we go. Isn't that convenient? Okay, so the soldier's going to open in the middle of your screen. You're going to want to come back onto the work camera. So you don't want to move you just click this to move between the work and other cameras, and what we want to do to move the soldier around is go to motion editor, click on the soldier, and you'll see this stuff pop up. Don't worry about all those little white things, that's just little sort of bone parts of the soldier, points of movement where you can move him if you press that thing and go throughout these, but we'll get into that in a more advanced, I don't know, maybe we'll get to it in this video. So we're going to move the soldier around to a point that we like, switching freely between both the cameras. And I think we're going to want him here and down a bit. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Let's go forward just a tad. Forward a bit more. There we go. So we're not liking the way he's turning, for example. So I'm going to move the camera just a bit. So we don't like the way he's facing. And this is one which I honestly didn't know for a while. I thought you just had to change camera and spawn a new model, but here you have all the different points of movement. I don't really know what this one does, but you know, whatever. This one is for straight movement around the place. This one is rotary, so you have all the different axes you can rotate him upon, and it just rotates it straight, or you can just use this one and it just it's kind of nauseating for me. And this one is a free rotation in a certain direction depending on where the camera is facing. So I'm just going to quickly undo all of that. Okay, so modify camera, that was the last one, and we're going to leave it at this, turn him a little that way. I don't want him facing straight at the camera. Move the camera a bit. Yeah, that's looking good. So now we're going to go back. This is what it's going to look like once it's rendered. I need to figure out my render settings so I can get my render settings up to 4K, because I hate the pixelations in my SFMs. Like, look at that, that's so ugly. I need to figure out how to get 4K. If any of you guys know, that'd be great. And Bruiser's bandana, oh yeah, I forgot to show. So we're going to right click on the soldier or any other class in the game. We're going to go down to add Team Fortress item, and I've already added the Bruiser's bandana, so now we're going to add the Antarctic Parka. Now, not all the TF2 cosmetics will be available. Some you'll have to download from the workshop and get like this by spawning a new model, and then going to, okay, sorry about that, my recording software cut out, that was a bit annoying. So we're going to go to the models and say I want the brown, whoops, that's not how you spell. I want the, so it says soldier underscore Parker 1, so we're going to search up Parker. Okay. Okay, that should have worked. Xmas. What? Oh, I have it on TF movies. You see up here? I'm so stupid. I'm gonna go to all mods. And there we go. Now we have Xmas stuff popping up so I can spawn the antlers. And it says player all class, all class, all class, all class. Down, sniper, scout, sniper, soldier. So here we have all the soldier specific Xmas items. And there they are. So that's pretty cool, and you can access these. So if I wanted to spawn a caribou, I can spawn a caribou, even if I may not be able to get that cosmetic by going add team fortress item and searching up caribou. But you wouldn't be able to get that on the soldier via the add team fortress item anyway, because that is this item chooser window is only for soldier items that the soldier can actually wear, and sometimes it doesn't even work. Like for example, the Sub-Zero suit won't actually work with the demo man, which is irritating, but because that's like my set. So yeah, so now we don't want his helmet, I want my team captain there. So we're gonna go right click on the soldier again, set body groups, helmet, none. And there's actually another cool thing you can do with the helmet. You can give him that, which like bandages him up, which I think is pretty cool and has a lot of potential for posters. But for now we want no helmet, so we're gonna go with none. And then we want to add team fortress item, team captain, and there we go. So now you have your soldier and it's all set up, and he's looking pretty good. He has all his cosmetics, but what is that posture? That is atrocious. That looks incredibly bad. So we're going to position our camera. You can use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. We're going to position the camera to a point where we like. And then we want our soldier doing something instead of standing there like a limpet or in the ref. And we're going to go right click on the soldier. This is incredibly basic, so if you just want to make a nice basic poster, this is what you want to do. Add sequence, and we want, and this has like reload, crouch, primary, and it has like all these different sequences. So that's what we're in right now, ref. And if you scroll down here, this is probably what you'd be using. These have all the taunts, well not all the taunts in the game, but most of the taunts in the game. And so you can do that, and it is pretty cool. So you can pretty much do any other, pretty much any other taunt in the game. Well, not any other, pretty much any. So we're gonna go with what should we go with? I think that this would be cool. So let's import that, and then we're gonna go move our thing along. So the second you move it, he'll start doing it. And we're gonna go to the camera. Oh, it's all blurred. Every point in it seems to be blurred. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click on our camera again, render settings, motion blur off. Look at that, that's looking a bit nicer now, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna want him to be juggling. There we go. I'm gonna get it to a position that we like. Yeah, I'll say I like that. I like that hand like that. What about this hand? We want that to go. That has to move. Oh! There's a grenade up there. Okay, so we want this arm to move. So we're gonna go click on this little arrow. Arms. And let's go, and this has all the things, and for this you have to actually be in the motion editor again, so you'll see all that. Don't worry about all that, we want to leave that hand alone. And we're going to go a bit collar. We don't want to move the collar because that doesn't look great. I never really move the collar unless like it's a tiny adjustment to it, because I find it, I don't know, there's something about moving the collar which I find pretty, it just doesn't look good to me. But you know, that's just me. SFM is a very opinional thing. Okay, so is that looking a bit better? Excuse me, I need a cough. Okay, I hope that wasn't too loud. So that's looking a bit better, I think. But where's this grenade? We want to see that the grenade's been chucked in the air. And in the moment, it's out of the camera. So for this, we're not actually going to move the camera. We're going to go up there. The grenades for the soldier in the unknown section. So here we have all the different things. I wouldn't worry about many of these. It's quite advanced stuff, really. Well, actually, it's not that advanced, but you know. So this one are the 2 grenades. So we see that that's the top grenade. So that's going to be the bottom grenade is up there. So now we just go here and we just simply move it down. Move it to a, whoop, we don't want to move the camera. We move the grenade to a position that we like. Go here and all those lines disappear. And that's looking a bit better now, isn't it? But there's something that's really missing. The soldier doesn't really seem to stand out that much at all in this picture, does he? Well, I'm going to show you how to put in a particle system. Even though I don't have an unusual, we're going to put one in anyway. So we're going to go 0, 99, 99. This just says that it starts at 0 and then goes to pretty much forever in the clip that we have here, which is currently at 60 minutes. But we're only going to be using this little bit here. Okay, so we're going to go browse. So I need a cough again. And it's that cold, I'm telling you. Okay, so we're going to go unusual effects PDF. Oh, PCF. Looked like PDF. Sorry, my bad. I have 3 of these installed because I'm a numpty and I installed it 3 times. And this has pretty much all of the I forgot the name. Oh god, help me. All of the unusual effects, that's what they're called, in the game on this. I mean, it doesn't have some like the Halloween 2016 ones, or sorry, Scream Fortress, and a couple other effects, but it has pretty much all of the ones you'll probably be using in a SFM. So let's say here, I want, what do I want? Let us go with, I don't know, purple energy. Not masked flies, purple energy. So we're going to click OK, but there's nothing, it hasn't popped up. Move it around, still hasn't popped up. So for this bit, we're going to want to remember what time clip we wanted. So we can use the scroll wheel here. So we had it about there. Okay, so what we're going to do, so that way we can always find our way back, I guess, if you like the phrase. Ah, there we go. There's a nice purple energy effect. But it's not at the soldier's head, is it? And I guess something you can do, and this is something I did for a while before I figured out how to do it the other way. Click on the purple energy and just move it around. Just move it around, and it'll move the second you move. But to make it look even better, you can go on the soldier's hat or on him, and then body, bip head. I'll show you how to do it on the soldier, and then you want to make sure you have that. Purple energy, all transform. Bip head, move it to transform, and you'll see this thing lock here. That means that it has a transform on it, which means when the soldier moves, this will move with it. And you'll also see that that's the same with all the soldier's cosmetics, which means when I move the soldier, all of these things will move with it. But first, we want to make sure that this is zeroed in on its location that it needs to be. So you can see here it's quite off center. So we click on purple energy, you have to have it clicked, otherwise this doesn't work if you've got it clicked on anything else. And we're going to go 0 all the way. You just click and move it across. Click, move it across. You just have to do it once there. And you'll see as I did that, so I can go over here now, 0, it'll always come back. Which means it's zeroing in on the soldier's head. There we go. See, that's looking a bit nicer now, isn't it? So I've decided I want a new camera angle. No probs, I just move it around. Now that I've got that. Although, one thing actually with motion blur off, unusual effects don't look quite as nice as they do otherwise, but do they? I don't know. I'm stupid. There we go. Okay. So, got that, and that, and that. All set up, we have unusual effects. I've showed you how to move the soldier around a bit. But what's this now? Clipping? So that's pretty basic. You guys probably have figured out how to do that. It's just in, get rid of that. Fingers, left fingers. Oh, we need it on motion editor. Whenever you're moving stuff around with the soldier, you want motion editor. Thumb. Done. Easy as that. Although that does look pretty bad, so we're going to actually move that back. Get our rotary. And since all that stuff's in the way, we're just going to switch to the working camera real quick. Go up here. And just move that in a bit. Let's see how that looks. Does that fix the situation? No, so we're going to want to do the same here. So it looks like he's clenching his fist a bit. We go ring finger, Move that across a tad. Then move it in. I want to make it so this finger lined up and it all looks good and there's as little clipping as possible, because I don't think there's anything I hate more in SFM than when the fingers are all clipping together and it looks all horrible. And so there we go, that's looking a bit nicer. Actually, that middle finger is a bit off, so what we are going to do is just really quickly make sure we have this is the bottom of the thumb, middle of the thumb, top of the thumb. Bottom of the index, middle of the index, top of the index, and you get the idea. So we're going to get the bottom of the index so it moves the entire index finger, and we're going to actually get in real quick here onto the actually we'll just freehand this, don't follow any of the axes, and just do that real quick, see how that looks. There we go, that seems to have fixed our problem quite nicely. Okay, so we're going to go here, light, I need to show you, right click, create animation set for new light, there we go. And so to move this light around you want to drag the light to the camera. But if you try and move it, you can't manipulate without being in the motion editor or graph editor. So that's the motion editor, that's the graph editor. You already know about the motion editor, so now we're in the motion editor, we can do that. And there we go, we can move the light around, get it in a nice angle. Let's say we want a little bit of backlighting maybe, just to light him up from a different angle as to what we're seeing. But that's pretty intense. So what we're going to do, you see all these different controls, tone down the color of the red, you can tone down the color of the green, you can tone down the color of the blue, you can tone down pretty much any color, you can change the max distance of the light, so the distance it travels, so yeah, there you go, see it's not on the bruiser's bandana now. If I go like that, voila, on the bruiser's bandana. And that's quite interesting, just to play around with, get something you like. But what we're here for is the intensity, so we can tone that down, or we can tone it up, and that, I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to tone it down just a bit. I want that shining off him though, because I think that looks quite nice there. So another thing you can do with lights is enable volumetrics. All that does basically is make it like that. Sort of adds a cinematic effect to it. And with that you can also edit to the volumetric intensity. Just remember you need to be in the graph editor, the motion editor for any of these to take place. Whoa, that looks ugly AF. So you turn it down all the way, it's as if there's no volumetrics, which is what we want, no volumetrics. So you want to probably fiddle around. On your first go you probably won't want to use too many lights, because you can bugger it up with lights, but I quite like there being at least 2, maybe 3 lights in a SFM, because I'm fancy. I don't actually know why. That's just my excuse really. So we're going to fiddle around with these lights a bit and get it to a state where we like it. So I want a bit more angle coming from here, because that's where the exit. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I forgot the word. Cliff. That's what it's called. Okay. See, if I paid attention in English class, I would know that that was called a cliff. So there we go. It's a pretty nice poster we got coming along there. There's one last thing I want to do though. The background stands out a bit much. So what we're going to do is right click here again, or go up here. Does the exact same thing. Right click, create animation set for existing element. An element is like a model or something. If you do the recording, it gets a bit advanced. But if you go here, cameras, you can create an animation set for your camera. That just means you can edit your camera. So here, camera 1, it's the same thing. So now we're going to go into the graph editor. Focal distance, this is just the focusing distance, not difference. Okay. Aperture, up a bit. There we go, that fogs the background a bit. So we're going to turn that up all the way. But you see that also fogs that. So we're just going to tone that down just a tad, and there we go, that's looking pretty nice, I think. So now the background stands out a bit less, soldier stands out quite a bit, and I think also when the camera 1 animation set is in, to move the camera around, once this animation set is in, you have to go in Graph Editor and have that selected. So if I've selected the light, I can't do anything. Select the camera and it just functions normally. So there we go. You have now made a SFM poster. So now what you want to do is you want to export it. So to export it, we're going to go to File, Export, Poster, Save, JPEG or PNG, your choice. TGA, I don't know even what a TGA is. It's not a picture. That's all I know. It doesn't come up with any sort of picture. So you want to go to JPEG or PNG, and we're going to go tutorial post, not Poster, poster SFM tutorial poster. Okay, save, export poster, and then you just wait for it to render. Normally it doesn't take too long, but that's just because I'm not doing it in 4K, because I don't know how to get it into 4K. I really want to know how. If any of you know how to get it into 4K rendering, please let me know. That'd be great. So this is just a really quick SFM poster, really basic, for the first SFM tutorial on this channel. I'll probably go a bit more in depth with SFM next one. I want to make this into a bit of a series. That'd be pretty cool. Also, for the SFM poster, it's not going to actually take the picture from here. It's going to take it from wherever this sort of bar is, which is good for us because we'd positioned it where the taunt looks the best, which I think is pretty good. So now if we go down here to Files, come up here, Pictures, SFM tutorial poster. See, this is the TGA. Like, what even? I don't know. I just delete these because it doesn't do anything when I delete them. Okay, now where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Where are you? So you guys get like a free look at all my pictures. It's just some other things I've made in SFM. Always use photos. Whoops. Okay. Here we are. So there we go. That's what I've made, and that'll probably be the thumbnail for this video, to be perfectly honest. So I hope you all enjoyed this little tutorial. It's pretty basic and it's pretty good, I think, but you know, that's highly opinional and highly biased because I made it. So yeah, my recording software cut out again, and I did 2 massive coughs, which in the recording thing sound like absolute ear rape, so I'm not gonna make you guys sit through that. I've probably already made you sit through that a couple of times, and here comes another cough. I'm gonna hold it down. My voice is literally dead after making this video. Please no hate for the audio. I'm really sorry. Okay, what's happened now? Okay, I'm really sorry about the audio in this video. Like I said, I have a cold and I'm only just starting to get better. Probably gonna go to school tomorrow again. And yeah, oh god. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Have a swell day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.